Today we are going to see how to create a pop-up box using JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. So let us just start. Okay. So I've got the very basic setup ready. First, we need to create a button with the class name of button and button main. Okay. And the value be click me for the pop-up. Save it and refresh, and here we get the button. Let us just modify the button a bit to make it look nice. Let us add some padding. On the top, let it be 10 pixel, on the side 5 pixel, and font family be Roboto. And let us make the border 1 pixel solid black. Also the background color, let it be black. The text, let it be white. Okay. And let us add a box shadow, a very slight one of black. Okay, so save it, and there we go. Looks okay to me. Now we create an overlay so that whenever the box is active, the pop-up, nobody will be able to click the other parts of the page. Create a div element with the class of overlay, and for the overlay, let us give it a height of 100 VH and width of 100% or view width. Okay. Now it should be positioned as absolute, and the top should be 0 and left should also be 0. Let the background color be black, and we will give it a slight tint. So let us use RGBA 0, 0, 0 and 0.8, and there we go. You can see it. Let us increase the Z index by say 100. Okay, just enough so that we are sure that it is over all of the other content. Fine. Now it is time to create a dialog box. So dialog box, and first we create a header. This is alert, let us say alert, okay, or news. And then let us create a body, and lastly a footer where we will have the closing button. Give a class name of close, save it, and it is behind the overlay. Okay, so we need to change it. Let us style it. So it is dialog box, the width of 400 pixel. Yes, it is fine. Let us add a border of 2 pixel solid white, not white, let it be red. Okay, yeah. So now choose the header and give a padding of 10 pixel, or say let us give a padding of 15 pixel. Let it be big in size. Okay. Okay, fine. And the color, let it be white. The text color is white. Background color be red. Save it. It looks okay. And now let us change the body with a background color of nothing. Let it be white and padding of 15 pixel. And lastly, the footer background. Let us make it very similar to the header just for the consistency's sake. Save it. And there we have it. Okay. Now, what we want is the dialog box to have a position of absolute and position it in the center. That is top 50%, left 50%, and translate minus 50% and minus 50. And of course, a z index of more than 100 because the overlay has a 100 of z index of 100. So here we have it. Okay. We need to change the text color. Let it be white. White, actually not white. And font size, let us reduce it by 1.4 gram. Yeah. So this is how the dialog box will look like. Okay. Now, what we need to do is let us first see how it will look initially when there is nothing. For that, let us create a hidden element and display, give it a property of display and value as none. Okay, I will show you how it is important to us, but initially let us set it here, and the dialog box should also be hidden initially. Save it. Now this is how our page will appear, and when we click on this button, that is when it should happen. Okay, the dialog box should come over. Okay, now let us start with the script or JavaScript. Initially, we need to define the elements. So let dialog box equal to document dot query selector, and now we need to uh, give this class so that we can identify the dialog box, and then we need to identify the overlay. So let overlay equal to document dot query selector and overlay. Save. Okay, now for the buttons, let uh, first we need to select the first button, that is button main. Copy it and let button main equal to document dot query selector dot button main. Okay, and now the close button. I will just copy it and paste it. Button close and let it be close. Okay, everything is ready. Now for the functioning part. Let us define a function open close. Okay, what we want is whenever the function is active, we want the dialog box, and within the class list we want to toggle the hidden class. Okay, same with the overlay. I want to toggle the hidden class. Okay, Now, how the functioning works is we will select the button name and provide an event. Okay, the event is click and the function will be open close. Okay, we do not need to provide those curly braces because this is we are calling the function. Okay, and same with the button close, we add a event listener and click and it should work. Save it and let us see if it is working. And indeed, it is working. You can see when we press the close button, it closes. And when we click the button, click me for the pop-up, it is opening. But there is two more things we need to add. The first thing is uh, whenever the person is closing a window, we want him to have the ability to close the pop-up by clicking outside the box, like in the overlay. You can see nothing is happening. So we will add that same functionality by just copy and pasting the same idea to the overlay. Give it a save and see it is working. Whenever we click outside, it is working. Okay. Now, another thing that is whenever a person clicks or presses the escape button, the same function should happen. The newsletter, or sorry, not the newsletter, the pop-up should be closed. Okay. In order to do so, we need to check for the pressing of the escape button. How do we do that? First, we select